What's up, guys? Welcome to the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Garrity. This here is my dog, Maverick, and I'm your host of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. We got a really cool episode today with Mr. Matt from Beavertail Skiffs. Been looking forward to this episode. Seems like a really cool guy. Can't wait to chop it up. But before we get to the interview, I would like to share with everybody that you can save 10% on your riversmith.com orders with the code Wrangler10. They have some unbelievable products, whether it's the Convoy series, the River Quivers, their shirts, their hats. They've got some pretty cool hats on their site too. I really do like the hats, and all their products just unbelievable. Really, really cool. The River Quiver is one of my favorites, and just keeps all your rods protected, you know. And what's a good day? Not breaking a rod. So that's one of those things there. But go and check them out, man. I mean, Wrangler 10 at checkout saves you 10%. Perfect opportunity to go and buy yourself a River Quiver, treat yourself, throw it on top of your truck, and protect those rods that you have. But like I said, we got a interview with Matt. So without further ado, up next is the interview with Mr. Matt from Beavertail Skiffs. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview today from the great state of Florida. We've had a lot of those on recently, which is awesome. I lived down in Ocala for 2 years, actually, but I love that whole area. I'll kick it over to you to let you introduce yourself a little bit, Matt.
Yeah, so Matt Milliron, Florida born and raised, grew up fishing, panfish and small stuff like that. And that's the gateway drug to something I love now. So, yeah, appreciate you having me on.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. So you said you grew up in Orlando, right?
Yep, born and raised in Orlando, lived there till about 13, 14, and then moved over to Tampa Bay area.
Oh, cool.
And then met my wife in the Panhandle, and we've kind of been up here ever since.
Nice. So if you met your wife, did you go to FSU?
I didn't, no.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I do
But we're big Florida State fans here.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
It'll be a big year for them, I think.
I hope so, yeah. But, interesting fact, my grandfather was actually in the FSU circus, which is a big deal there. So he was like a trapeze guy back in the 50s or 60s.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, kind
of weird. I
didn't
even know they had that.
Yeah, I didn't either. And my dad's like, yeah, your grandfather was in the circus, right? I'm like, oh, that tracks. Yeah.
I thought Bobby Bowden was the FSU circus.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. It was a circus last year, so hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Dude, was it 2 years ago Jordan Travis messed up his knee?
Yeah, that was tragic.
That was so tragic, dude. You hated to see him go down. I don't care if you didn't like FSU or you did like FSU, you just hated to see that happen.
Yeah, 100%.
And then that, given I can't say anything. I am a Georgia fan. Given that year, dude, they went undefeated, and they should have had a national championship that year.
Yep, 100%.
100%, dude. They got screwed. That whole college football playoff board's ridiculous.
Yeah, hopefully they've got it ironed out. So I'm excited for this year.
Hope so.
See what happens.
Me too. But let's get into some fishing.
Right on.
So let's talk about your fishing journey. Where did it start? And you've always lived in Florida. We already answered the second half of that question. But where did your fishing journey start at?
Yeah, I was really lucky. I had two grandparents that were really big outdoorsmen. My one grandfather was a big hunter and then liked to fish, and then the other one loved to fish and did a little bit of hunting. So really growing up in Florida, most of my fishing was going up to Lake Gunnersville in Alabama, fishing all around Alabama. grandfather was a huge panfish guy, so we were brim, crappie, shellcracker, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Then in the Orlando suburbs, it was retention ponds and anything you could find that would hold fish. We were in it. So
That's pretty cool, dude. I lived in Lake Mary for a little bit, and
that's where I lived.
no way. There you go.
Yeah.
We lived in what, dude? I'm trying to think. Heathrow, big neighborhood.
Right.
Who was it? One of the college game day guys lived in there.
Yeah, Lee Corso still lives there.
Yeah, Lee Corso still lives in there. That's small world, dude. Like I remember.
Yeah, so what we were every day. It was just retention ponds everywhere.
Yeah.
Golf course ponds, getting chased off golf course ponds. Just finding a way to fish.
Oh yeah, you ever get chased out of Crane Roost Park?
Probably, most likely. Yeah.
I remember seeing Avril Lavigne and somebody else there. I forget who it was. This was way back. But Crane Roost Park. There's a good Italian restaurant right there.
Yeah, my dad, he bought some kayaks, and we got really into fishing the Mosquito River there.
Okay.
And then Mosquito Lagoon, some of those areas. So.
Dude, yeah, that's one thing I miss about Florida is Mosquito Lagoon, dude.
Yeah, luckily it's a big rebound right now from what I'm hearing over there.
That's what I've heard.
That's a great thing.
That's what I've heard too. But what are your 3 favorite fish to chase on the fly in the state of Florida?
Yeah, so the holy grail, my favorite, always will be redfish. So if I had to pick one fish to fish the rest of my life, it's going to be that. But I have really gotten into sight fishing pompano on the beach. We're blessed to have some of the most beautiful water here. So when it's freezing cold, but it's flat, you get good sunlight. You're watching these like super silver fish, hard to see, and they're fast. You got to make the right cast. That's a blast. That's a blast. And then lastly, I'm going to go with my third is a fish I have not caught yet, which is a gar on fly. They are so cool. They're everywhere in our bay here. And I've been after them for a while. Took a buddy out. He had just bought a fly setup, and he throws a little shrimp EP. Yeah. And this gar comes like 8 feet for it and smokes it. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I've been after this thing forever.
Did you land it?
No, we got it all the way to the boat, and he came off.
Oh.
But, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I heard those are some of the hardest fish to land.
Yeah, he was 8 weight, and it was pulling. So.
Damn. But, now we're going to get into a little bit of boats. And so can you tell us how you got involved with Beavertail Skiffs and then kind of in your role that you have?
Yeah, so I've always been a big fan of Beavertail. I think they have some of the cleanest looking boats out there. So I reached out to them via Instagram, and we set up a meeting, and I went down there to their shop a couple of times and got to meet the owners, Harry and Ann. Had a great conversation, and we decided, what I wanted to see was kind of build a presence out in the Panhandle. So we agreed on that, and it's been going strong for a little over a year now. My role, I'm a manufacturer's rep, so I'm not employed by Beavertail. I'm self-employed, would that matter?
Okay.
But I'm out there representing what they mean and the product they put out there, and standing by their product.
That's pretty cool. I think I told Matt Fitz this, dude. Everybody I have heard talk about Beavertails and then own one, love them, dude.
Yeah,
just like
I can't disagree.
Dude, everybody, like anyone I've heard has been like, dude, this is the nicest boat I've ever bought, and the price point is fantastic too, especially for a flats boat these days.
Yeah, I think so. Some of these boats are getting out of control, and
insane.
It's sad because a lot of these guys coming up, they're trying to get out of Gi News, or they're looking to upgrade or get to that next level. That they're getting priced out. This market's kind of crazy, even on used boats.
Yeah, dude. Like, you look on the Facebook Marketplace all the time now, dude, and it's like, oh my gosh. You look at like a 1999 like Hell's Bay, and people are wanting $40,000 for it.
Yeah, see it all the time.
It is unbelievable. I don't care how many stringers you redid. It's like you can about go and buy a damn brand new boat for that.
Yeah, it's just nuts. It's kind of crazy.
So crazy. But I know you personally own own a Beavertail. What model and do you own, and how have you customized yours to kind of like your liking?
Yeah, so I've got the Beavertail Rival, hole number one. Real simple layout. So I haven't really added too much to it. I love the simple layout of it. I love that it's getting on the water, getting skinny, and getting to fish. The really only things I've added, shout out Captain Hunter out of St. Mary, Georgia. He did a rope wrap on my grab rail. So check him out on Instagram. He's doing cool things with some veterans over there. But other than that, I added a casting platform and a push pole caddy, and that is it.
Damn, that's pretty good. You like
Yeah, simple, real simple.
That's awesome. Um, I've also seen like a big thing with um. I just completely skipped over a question. My bad.
Oh, all good.
I said, what's the brand mission and vision driving Beavertail, especially for someone like new to the skiff world?
You know, I think it's a strong focus on performance, uh, customer service quality. I think at the end of the day, if you hit those three things, your customers will speak for you, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. Like completely, because that's one thing I've seen with a lot of boat companies is it's one of those things, you buy the boat and it's like your name just goes into like spreadsheet. I feel like if the manufacturer can get out and talk to the person one on one, have like a rep kind of, you know, be in touch with them till still like through the process. That's one of those things that goes a long way.
Yeah, and this is such a small community. Like Matt Fitz, fished with him up in Charleston. Um, Guys all the way over here from Louisiana. Everybody knows each other at this point. Yeah. So if something goes wrong, it's my name behind it too. And so I'm friends with these guys. Yeah, I end up becoming friends with a lot of
Yeah.
these guys. So I want them to take their new skiff, and I want to see the pictures of the fish. Like, hey, let me know when you get on the water. I want to see, you know, what your view looks like. I want to see this brand new boat out on the water catching fish, and you guys enjoying it the way it was meant to be used.
I think that's another thing too that Beavertail is very good at is the social media aspect. Like
Yeah,
reposting their people, sharing the pictures that their people posted. That goes on like this day and age. I feel like it's a very big social media market. You know, I don't know if you
yeah,
see that kind of from like the inside of the industry, but
yeah. You say that, like, if you go on Beavertail's website, they have the BT family there, so you can actually see, who's owning what around the area. They really do consider it like a family. Like once you're in, there's a whole Facebook community group that's ran independently from Beavertail, Beavertail Owners Association. Those guys just get on there and talk shop and try to do skiff meetups, and we do an owners tournament every year. So
that's
yeah,
pretty
it
cool.
really becomes such a cool community.
Damn, my bad. That was a horrible time to take a sip of water.
Oh,
But
all good.
dude, that is something that is cool. Is like making a little community out of it that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Um, like I think you know Javi and those guys too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are
Dude,
great
it's
guys.
like
That community in Jacksonville is so cool. Every time I go over there, I'm like, oh, this isn't even real. This is
yeah,
if Hallmark made a fly fishing community.
yeah.
Like this is it.
Him and Justin from Nature Coast.
Yeah.
That started that whole thing, and I was like, dude, this is unbelievable. Like, kind of when I started seeing stuff about that, I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah, if you get a chance to go to Marsh Fest, you got to go. It's just such a cool place, cool vibe.
yeah, that's what I'm planning. I'm trying to go to both of them this year if work allows me to.
I hear that. Yeah,
But I'll definitely be. I think at the spring one this year.
right on.
But I think that's such a cool little group over there. But so Beavertail offers multiple models, like the 16 micro, the rival, the vengeance, and all of that. How do you guide customers towards the right boat for their intended use, you think?
Yeah, I think it's starting with the right questions. You got to ask the right questions. So, the question I like to ask is, what are you going to be using this boat for 70% of the time? And that'll help me at least get to the right category. And then, how many people are you fishing? Where are you located at, right? Like Texas is going to be so much more different than Charleston than it is going to be from Tampa Bay. So really getting it narrowed down. There's not one boat not one size fits all, right?
Right.
So we got to figure out what you are going to be doing on a daily basis when you take it out.
Sounds good. The 20 Lightning. How many people can you fit on one of those 20 Lightnings? If somebody's wants to like get a good boat that, say they have like a family and they want to run it out to the sandbar, do all that good stuff, but also want to be able to pull it around the flats.
I'd say comfortably 4.
Yeah.
4 people.
That's pretty cool.
It's a huge casting platform. Like the whole front, it's massive. It's such a cool boat too. It's really, centered around tournament fishing, but when you see one in person, you're like, oh man, this thing's really cool. You could get out and tarpon fish and rollers and still be okay.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's something like tarpon fishing and rollers. If you can get a skiff out, kind of like off the beach where some of those bigger tarpon get, that's big for a skiff, in my opinion. Like getting out 100%. There when it is howling like 1,000 miles an hour and you're kind of still dry and you can cut down those waves. I feel like that is probably one of the biggest upsides to have one of those 20-foot skiffs.
Yeah, and it's rated for 300. Throw 300 on there and you're getting there quick.
Oh, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Throwing a 300 on the back of a 20-foot skiff, that'd be nuts. I'd like to do that. Kind of push that thing to the limit a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I've been on one. It's not my style, but I'm like, oh, I could get behind this. This thing's cool.
What's the top speed you've seen out of one of those?
I didn't do it, but I've heard like high 80s. It'll get so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That would be pretty fun though. I'm just past the go fast boat days.
Me too. Yeah, I'm slow and steady. I'll get there.
So, what unique design features differentiate the Rival from, say, like the Mosquito or the Vengeance, especially for like tricky shallow water or open water conditions?
Yeah, the Rival, obviously it's set up to get skinny and keep it simple, right? So it's you're not going to get as much storage as say like the Mosquito or even the Strike and Vengeance, but it's a simple layout, real clean. I love it because it forces me to take less.
Okay.
I'm a fly fishing guy, but I'm not a purist. I'll switch to spinning. And if anybody's been on boats with friends, you have seen too much stuff on the boat. So I love that it's set up simply, clean. I've got mine actually optioned with these, and they're kind of built-in tackle storage trays. So I've just got like a box of top water, a box of favorites, and then I keep my fly box with me. But yeah, once you step up, once you go to Mosquito, you get kind of the more storage.
Yeah, I think that put like more weight. You put more weight. You see people putting a Mosquito. You think?
I think so. I think if space is there, you'll fill it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I see.
Let's see. Can you walk us through what sets each of these build categories apart? Like ultra skinny water, and big water flats boats?
Yeah, so we've essentially taken the entire lineup and put them into 3 categories, right?
Yeah.
So ultra, it's all about draft. Is pretty much what it's based on is draft. So the micro and the Rival and the Mosquito can get really skinny, like really skinny backwater. That's what it was built for. You get into like the Strike and the Vengeance, the Elite. Those are kind of the middle of the road with the draft. And then obviously when we go to the big water options like the Air and the Lightning, it's all, and referencing back, just going back, it's all about application, right? So if we could build a 20-foot boat with a 300 that could go in 2 inches of water, great. I'd love to do that. But yeah, just got to find the right boat.
Dude, yeah, I feel like throwing a 300 on an 18-foot boat like that, you might get the Coast Guard called on you.
Yeah.
But you might also be sinking that thing like the Titanic.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. There's probably somebody that's tried to do it.
Oh, yeah. You know it. Kudos to some of these kids on TikTok. They're throwing these like massive 150s on these little John boats. And you're like, oh my gosh.
Dude, and
somebody's going to go airborne.
Yeah, they're going airborne. I saw one the other day where it was like he had a Tiller 150. I don't know where the hell you got a Tiller 150. And he was literally like sliding the thing, and it caught like a wake really bad, kicked out the back end, and the thing got air and flipped.
I don't doubt it.
Dude, like,
Yeah, these country kids, man, they're resourceful. They'll figure it out.
oh yeah,
They'll strap something on something, go fast.
dude, I've seen guys with like the big mud motors too on like those little John boats. Like
Oh yeah,
the dudes that duck hunt down in Florida like pretty hard. When I was living in Ocala, you saw them everywhere. Dude, everyone
they're
goes,
really popular here too.
They go and hunt like, say, Orange Lake or like one of those places where you need one of those, where it's like you're going to be bumping stumps and stuff like that the whole time. Those things will haul ass.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You won't be
Yeah,
able
it's crazy.
to.
You see them like jumping berms and going through like what looks like solid ground too.
Yeah, I've seen them at Lake Henderson. Hop the airboat bridges.
Yep.
I've literally seen one wide open. Slam one of those, get air, go over, right under, kept going. I looked over, I had my uncle with me. I was like, that was the wildest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how his John boat isn't like absolutely dented in. And we saw him in the latter half of the day, and he did have like a bazillion dings on the bottom of his John boat. But I think
you got to believe it.
that's how you kind of got to buy one of those for.
Yeah, man. JB Weld and some duct tape, and you're back on the water.
Yeah. You're back good, dude. I have a buddy that's got one, and I duck hunt with him sometimes. And dude, we're running over like laydowns and stuff like that. Those are fun boats, though. I will be honest. If I had one, I'd be a menace to society. But
I'm rebuilding one right now. So I've got this first boat I ever went on in my life. My grandfather bought it when he got out of the Army. So it's an old, like, it's either a 50s or 60s Cherokee hull. And so I'm redoing the motor on it, getting it all redone. But it's going to be my duck boat. And hopefully that'll be my son's first boat. So
that'll be pretty cool. You do much duck hunting down there?
We're new to it. Yeah, we drew a tag in Jacksonville 2 years ago. Met this awesome kid over there. Shout out William. He's going to be a legend soon with the duck hunting. But I went on Facebook and he's like, I'll guide you. He's like a 17-year-old kid, and man, he put us right on him. So
that's always cool.
Really cool.
That's hard to do, is pattern those birds in Florida, man. Like the amount of times I would go and scout down there from literally like coast to coast, I was driving everywhere. I just couldn't find the birds, and it's
hard. Some of these guys get it figured out, but this is what they do, right? Like all the time.
So. Oh yeah, dude, but it is nuts. I've seen people kill like pintails and stuff down there, and I'm like, dude, I don't know where you killed those, but it's like I couldn't stumble upon a flock of pintails if I tried.
Yeah, no, same. I can find the wood ducks now. That's about the extent of my my scouting. So
hey, at least you're finding something. That's the thing.
Yeah,
and at least like you're not living around like a huge city. Here in Charlotte, dude, we have Lake Norman, Lake Wiley, and then a few other spots that you can hunt. And there's way too many hunters to like even get out there and have a good hunt. You're essentially going to shoot 2 wood ducks and get back to the house.
Yeah, I think it's the Duck Dynasty effect, right? After that show came out, everybody's a duck hunter. So
always, dude.
Actually, my good friend from Arkansas, he's a big time duck guy, but he was down here and talking to a friend of mine who's never duck hunted before. He's like, you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. There is no in between.
Yeah,
like there is zero in between. Getting up at 2 a.m. and freezing, it's either for you or it's not.
Yeah, and literally like. There isn't any in between, dude. Like we used to do in college. I went to East Carolina, right out by like Hyde County, and that's some of the best duck hunt in the state. And I was like, dude, I love this. And then it's like I graduated and came back here. I'm like, dude, I'm never duck hunting again. I'm like, I'll bring my shotgun out of the closet when dove season comes back, and then I'll duck hunt once. And if my buddy invites me to go to Arkansas, I'll go to Arkansas and duck hunt.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, but can you walk us through? Oh, I asked that question already. But
you're good.
What makes Beavertail Skiffs especially well suited for guiding, flats fishing, or solo like adventures?
I think, it's the lineup. It's having the boats that meets the needs of the guide, right? So,
Yeah.
like I said again, like Texas guides are going to want something different than Keys guides. They're going to want something different than where we're at. So, and then the guys, guides that specialize in certain things, like is it off beach tarpon, or is it super shallow sight fishing reds? Um, there's a lot of great skiff manufacturers out there. I think we're one of the best at covering that widest range of applications. So,
Yeah, that
and then solo adventuring, like the rival is just set up perfectly for, I fish solo a lot. So it's easy to pull solo, easy to launch and load solo. Um, going back to simplicity, it's easy for me to get out and just have a half day in the water by myself.
yeah. Dude, I think that's one of those things. A good boat to fish solo in is tough to find. Like, very
Yeah,
tough.
it is. And you on our website too. I always encourage people. You can actually get on there and do the try before you buy program,
Uh-huh.
which is really really neat. So you can find guides in your area that are running the model that you're wanting to look at, and then if you go do that and book a half day guide trip with this guide on this boat you want to try out, you can actually get some credit applied to your build if you put down a deposit to do a build. So that's a pretty neat program. You can actually get on the water and try what you're wanting to buy out before you do it.
I think I saw, so I was looking at that, and I swear, I think I saw a guy here on Lake Norman that has a beaver tail that runs
Yeah,
one.
could be.
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
I swear.
Yeah, we send them all. I mean, we got a guy in Oklahoma. I think he's Oklahoma. He just built out a rival, and he's in Oklahoma. He's gonna use it as a duck boat, and then he's gonna take it down to the coast and fish.
Dude,
So
that's awesome. I see a lot of
yeah,
guys that marsh hen hunt running beaver
yeah,
tails too. They do like the cast and
yeah.
blast
That
thing.
Jacksonville crew, man, it's so cool looking over there. They got like the Boykin on the front, the cast and blast for the day.
Oh yeah, I
So
do. Yeah, because I think Javi has Boykin. It might be Javi's
he does.
Boykin.
Yeah.
Um, those Boykins are cool though. My buddy, we used to duck hunt a little Boykin in college, and that dog was awesome. You didn't hear that, Maverick, but
Uh,
let's see. Um, what's one piece of advice that you give someone shopping for their first beaver tail, and what do you most underestimate or overlook? You think?
One piece of advice. I think if we've asked the right questions, we haven't overlooked anything. That's always my goal. Um, there's some people like I just did one for a guy over Louisiana. He's like halfway through the build and then asked me if he should put on trim tabs. I'm like, you might as well, right? Like you might as well put them on there and want it. So I would say like, something that be overlooked might be options that you're on the fence about. You probably want it. You
Yeah.
probably just want to do it. What was the second part of your question?
Um, what do you most underestimate or overlook?
Yeah, I think again, yeah, just really the options that you're on the fence about,
Okay.
look at what people are running in your area, and if you are on the fence about it, you probably want to throw it on.
Yeah, you don't want to get
So
that aftermarket work done.
yeah, it's there, but it can be more costly sometimes.
Oh
But
yeah. But let's see. If you were designing a dream beaver tail for your own use, what would it look like? Model, layout, features, power setup. What do you got?
yeah, so I'm going to keep my rival
Yeah.
forever, but I want to add on. So I do want two skiffs. My wife can't hear me, so I can say that. Uh, the Beavertail Vengeance, it's the most popular model for a reason. That and the Mosquito, probably the two most popular. But that boat is so neat, big wide beam. I can get out on the ocean side, so probably set it up with a 115. Love that new power pole move trolling motor.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, that thing is so cool.
It is. Dude,
And
like nuts. That price tag's nuts
yeah,
though.
it's pricey. It's up there for sure. And then probably just throw in a good old Simrad and call it a day.
Heck yeah. No power poles or anything?
For that boat, I wouldn't, just because I'd probably use it just for tarpon fishing.
I got you. Do you have a lot of guys that put power poles on the back of those after or during the build?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say the majority of them all
that's
have
good.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I see a lot, like especially here and down in like Charleston, that just don't have them or they have one.
Yeah. I'm seeing more the double setups, especially if you get a big tide. Like if you're in an area, we don't have a big tide here,
Okay.
but if you like, I could imagine Jacksonville, Charleston, where you get these big tide pushes, you'd want to just to make sure you don't pivot too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then speaking of upgrades, like I did get a power pole micro that I'm throwing on mine.
Oh, did you? You
So
like that micro?
yeah, I've already got the stake, so kind of like my caveman style fishing. Like I'll pole, and then I keep the stake on a rope, like on a anchor rope, and I'll just stick it in the ground and anchor myself, and then just kind of set up in a spot where I know they're at, and cast from there.
Just go to
So
town.
it'd be nice to just like click the lanyard and drop it down.
Yeah, dude. I've seen people with kayaks get those with like the hydraulic motor and everything. I'm like,
Yeah, this one's on electric. They do make the short one. I forgot it's in the Pro Series. I think they make the 4-footer. That
yeah,
would be great for these smaller skiffs.
heck yeah. So this is how I end every single playlist. Is the 5 songs. I do 5 songs and then you get 5 songs.
This is the question that's had me up at night.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like one that always like people are like, this one's kept me up. Like this is the one I had to do the most research on.
Yeah,
the
it's a reflection of yourself. You gotta
oh
get it
yeah,
right.
and I've like really liked this is one that I've like really liked asking because people's answers are all over the place, and it's super cool. Let's see what.
Yeah, you got me listening to that podcast or the playlist too now.
Oh yeah,
So
let's see. I'll send you the playlist when I'm done too. Or when we get done here. All right,
yeah,
I'll give you my 5, or we could go 1 for 1. Let's see. All right. My first one I had "Ain't Wasting No Time" by the Allman Brothers Band.
got it. You can't beat that.
No. "As Good as I Once Was," Toby Keith.
Classic.
6 months later, Megan Maroney.
You gotta throw it in there.
You do. It's just one that is one I've had it on rotation recently. I won't even lie to you. And the Dixie Chicken, Little Feat. And then Sugar Magnolia, Grateful Dead.
Oh yeah, can't beat that. All right.
Oh yeah, dude, I love the
All
Dead.
right. Yeah, man, that's a good. Man, listening to Matt Fitz' episode on here, I was like, oh yeah, I like some reggae. I can get down. So I just started throwing that on my playlist and jamming out.
Dude,
Um,
he sent
he's a
me
cool guy.
the best playlist that I have ever listened to, dude. He's like, dude, whenever you get off here, he's like, you got to go look up the heavy listening playlist.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it was in a restaurant or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was in a restaurant. And, dude, it is the best playlist I've ever listened to. I
yeah, I
will,
gotta check that out.
so, like, I work at a golf course, and I cut, like, fairways and greens a lot. I'll literally get on the mower, and I'll click that playlist on, and I will not touch it.
No, see, you can't beat that, right? Like
No.
you don't have to skip through everything. Yeah.
Dude, it is the best playlist. All right, now I'll put yours on here. What you got?
All right. So first up is "Make It Out" by the Stews. If you haven't heard the Stews, these guys are awesome. So
I feel like I have heard of them. I just haven't heard that song.
they're out of Auburn
That
college
that's what I thought.
college band. Yeah.
That's probably where I've heard them from, dude. Because I follow all these little like college bands, and I've been like my little sister went to Georgia, and there's one coming out of Georgia right now that's unbelievable.
What's the name?
I think it's the barn. They're the road housers or something like that. I'll send it to you after
Okay.
this, dude. They're awesome. They play like Dead covers and stuff like that. They sound
Yeah.
great.
They're not on this list, but I'm gonna give an honorable mention to the band Congress the band out of Charleston.
Yes,
And those guys are crushing right now. They're awesome.
dude, they are. And they're from Athens, I think, too. Cause
Really?
yeah,
Heck yeah.
I look up like I have this little playlist that I listen to sometimes. Is like all these little bands from like Athens, Georgia, because they have like a little Walk of Fame there. and
Oh, right on.
I think they were on there. I'll have to look.
I've got an Athens band coming up.
Okay.
So, all right, number 2 is gonna be Smoko by the Chats.
Okay.
They're an Australian like pub punk. They're great. Just gets the vibes right on the boat.
Heck yeah. The Chats. I'm gonna have to listen to them. That sounds like a fun band.
Yeah, they're great. Smoko is like their slang for smoke break.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
cool.
yeah, it's really cool. Then I've got Don't Fear the Reaper, Blue Oyster Cult.
Gotta
Just
have more
one of my
cowbell.
favorites. Yeah. Let's see. I got Trippin' by the Future Birds.
I
There's my
love the
Athens
Future
band.
Birds, dude.
Yeah. Saw them live. My wife got me tickets in Birmingham, and they were so cool.
Dude, that's what I've heard is their concerts are unbelievable. I
Yeah,
was hoping
top 5 concerts.
I
Yeah.
was hoping that they came to Charlotte, and they didn't. And then Trippin'. I want to say Justin may have put that on there. He didn't. He did have another Future Bird song though.
Oh, which one's he rocking?
Let's see. I'll have to go back up. It might have been. Which one was it? I think it was Crazy Kids or Broken. My Broken Arm. That's the one it was.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah. And then actually, the first Future Bird song that I had somebody put on this playlist was Al from Bahio. He threw Rodeo in there, and that's how I kind of like started listening to him. And then my sister was like, "I listen to them all the time. I've seen them in concert at the Georgia Theater." I was like, "No way." And then I was stumbling around Athens after a couple beers one night when we were there for a game. And I was like, dude, what's this Future Bird star? And then I kept walking, and Widespread Panic was next to him. I figured out they had like a little walk of fame. I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually over to March Fest, and there was a guy with like a Future Birds hat, and I'm like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So like, I think from Jacksonville to my house is like 5 hours, and I just played every song the entire way home.
Yeah.
So it's super cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then last I got Bob by the Drive-By Truckers. It's just
They're
a great
band.
song. So
Bob by the Drive-By Truckers. Yeah, there we go. You going to Marsh Fest again this year?
yeah, I'll be there. I'll probably bring over the rival too to do a little demo.
Heck yeah. But that's about all I got for you today, man. Are there any last plugs or thanks you want to give to anyone?
Yeah, Harry and Ann over at Beavertail. If anybody's ever reached out to them, even just for information, you know how great they are from start to finish. So huge shout out to them. Sean over at Afterwork Fishing Club doing awesome things.
Legend.
Javi with Marsh Sessions doing awesome things.
Another legend.
And then my boy Kurt with Tuna, check him out. Great stuff. Makes the best hoodie on the planet. So
heck yeah. Dude, I have to check out some of that tuna stuff. 100%.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, bias because we live here and we're all friends, but it's seriously. I mean, I put those hoodies he makes through the ringer. I mean, camping, hiking, fishing, they hold up.
Heck yeah, dude. For some reason I felt like those guys were from Charleston.
No, yeah, right here in Santa Rosa Beach.
Are they really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But dude, thank you so much for coming on. What's up, guys? That was Matt with Beavertail Skiffs. It's about time we close out the podcast here with me and old Maverick back here. But before we do that, guess what's back? People have missed it. I have missed it. We got week 0 college football and the first edition of the Rods Flies Picks and Predictions presented by Afuera Coffee. Let's get after it. Gotta look at the slate of games for this weekend. Got to. Need to find the entire schedule. I should know, but I got kind of a lot going on this weekend, and college football hasn't really been the first thing on my mind. It should. It should. It's been a long off season, very long off season. So here are all our games. We got K-State, Iowa State. Dude, that's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be sneaky. That one. These are all just gonna be money line bets. Maybe on Fridays. On Friday's episode, I might give like a nice little spread. But K State versus Iowa State, man. K State looks strong this year. They got some guys coming back. Iowa State doesn't look horrible either. But I'll be honest, dude. I give K State this one, dude. K State the last 2-3 years has been nasty. Real good. But honestly, man, like I'm not too huge on the week 0 games, like not counting, like week zero is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like it's kind of like you're like pregame for the big show, You get the nice little Aer Lingus kickoff game, which is K State, and all that good jazz. Yeah, there is a way I could describe how week 0 is, but I'm not, because I might be canceled if I actually described it that way. But Aer Lingus College Football Classic, pretty cool. Last year, dude, like they had like Pat McAfee and the entire College Game Day crew just getting shit faced out there in Ireland at like Temple Bar. That was so cool. That is what college football is all about. But Aer Lingus College Football Classic, I'm taking K-State, baby. Let's go. Game two, good one. CBS national game. This is one of the pageantry of this game here. One of my favorites. Stanford at Hawaii. You thought I was going against Hawaii on the Big Island? Yeah, no way. No way. I will always take Hawaii when Hawaii is on the Big Island. I don't care if they're playing Stanford. Hawaii on the Big Island is just a different beast in itself. I don't care how bad Hawaii is. Lock it in. Hawaii on the Big Island money line, baby. Go Hawaii Rainbow. They might be the Hawaii Warriors now. What you doing back there? You want to give your parlay advice? Want to give your parlay advice? He said I almost said Miami. He said Hawaii money line on the Big Island, kid. Give it to me again. Give it to me again. Take Hawaii money line on the Big Island. Let's go, kid. All right, game 3. Fresno State, Kansas. Fresno State, Kansas. Decent game there. This one will be on Fox. Kansas, that's more, I'll be honest with you. Kansas, I mean, Rock Chalk J Talk, that's a basketball school kid. That's a basketball school kid. Give me Fresno State, son. What you got? Fresno State or Kansas? He said give him Fresno State. Let's go. Idaho State, UNLV. Dude, UNLV went on that wild run last year, and then all that shit hit the fan, and guys started quitting. And dude, like there was like a good 3 weeks there where UNLV was on just like an absolutely legendary run. I would love to see UNLV get back to that. So guess what? Give me UNLV money line. Take them. UNLV's back. UNLV's back. Say it. You not about UNLV? Say it. UNLV's back. Nah, he's not about that. All right. There are your Rise Flies Charlotte picks and predictions presented by Afuera Coffee. You got a few more weeks to get in. You got a week left to get into the Rise Flies Charlotte Trout Wrangler Podcast, ESPN college football pick'em college pick'em deal. That's going to be fun. That is going to be very fun. So get in there. The password is Wrangler25. I'll put everything you need to know down in the show notes. Before we leave, Wrangler 10 at checkout when you are shopping at riversmith.com to save you 10% on your purchase. Until next time, like, subscribe. Subscribe just for any updates I give. Go follow Rise Flies on Facebook. Go follow Rise Flies. It's Rise Flies CLT on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, MySpace, AIM Messenger. Let's see, what else do we have? Vine, AIM on AOL.com. Whatever it is, just Rise Flies CLT. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of it. I'm out. See y'all Friday for a good episode with Mr. Paul Puckett.